It's a project in Brooklyn Center that has been discussed for the better part of 2 decades. The so-called Opportunity Site, which is 80 acres of land and includes the former Brooklyn Center Target store, is back in the conversation. Now the city has approved a preliminary agreement with a development group to redevelop some of that land. The initial redevelopment focuses on 15 acres at the northeast corner of Shingle Creek Parkway and Bass Lake Road. According to a concept plan, the project would create 5 new urban blocks, which would include a mix of housing and green space, along with new roads and plazas. The project would be centered around 6 apartment complexes, the biggest of which would be market rate, with 4 smaller ones built for lower incomes. The concept also includes a new regional park operated by the Three Rivers Park District that would be in the heart of the Opportunity Site. Also included is an event center and what's called the Entrepreneurial Market Plaza, a building that will serve as a business incubator. The hope is that this initial phase will serve as a catalyst for future development phases. Before the vote, Brooklyn Center City Council member Dan Ryan expressed concern about the level of affordable housing included in the plan and how it will impact the city economically 20 years down the line. Officials say the plan is the result of years of community engagement. The city's Economic Development Authority, which consists of council members, ended up approving the preliminary development agreement. There's a plan to build a new multifamily apartment complex in western Maple Grove. The Edison at Maple Grove would be on the Tri-Care property between Garland Lane and the future extension of 610. It would have 248 total units in 2 5-story apartment buildings. The property would also have a playground, a dog park, and a pool. The Maple Grove Planning Commission recommended approval to the City Council of this project this past week. The Planning Commission also discussed the addition of the 82 townhomes on 15 acres between Highway 81 and 105th Street in Maple Grove, which would complete the Weston Commons neighborhood. Some of these townhomes would be rental and others would be owner-occupied, but there's no clear numbers for that ratio, and that caused some concern for the Commission, and they tabled a decision on whether to recommend approval or denial of this project. The cities of Golden Valley and Robbinsdale recently joined with other cities in declaring a climate emergency. We sat down with Robbinsdale City Mayor Bill Blonigan to learn more about what this means in today's Newsmakers segment.
Well, we're trying, Shannon, to say that there is an emergency. It's time to not delay any longer, and 16 cities coming together have more power and more impact on getting people to listen.
All right. Declaring a climate emergency, and what does that mean?
We have arrived as a species and as all life on Earth at a place where there's going to be very soon, if we don't act and act now and act hard, a tipping point that there will be no reversal from. So it is an emergency.
The hope is this resolution gets the attention of some lawmakers at higher levels, maybe make more money available for different projects?
Exactly. We're trying to make the public aware. And in the resolution, it also says, and you, state government and federal government, we as local governments, we need some help with some of your resources to make this happen better and save the planet.
All right. And there are some action items that were outlined in the resolution, and that was part of the plan as well.
So with about 3 or 4 other people, I helped write the model resolution. I tailored it to Robbinsdale. And in there, our action items for Robbinsdale are to create and implement a climate action plan, to create sustainability and resilience, implement better our Green Steps program, and get some shovel-ready things ready to go so that if the state and or federal government give us some aid, we're ready to do something and do it now.
All right. You've always had an eye on what's best for the environment. What's your hope with this?
You know, I am not naive enough to think that, boom, all of a sudden everything's going to work. I just want people to be more aware. I would like to push everybody to push their local officials, their state and federal officials to do something. And for us as the city of Robbinsdale, despite the fact that we're doing pretty good, to be like an A city instead of a B city in what we do.
Is there any project that you might want to highlight as far as where a difference could be made?
You know, we're trying to get everything to be more sustainable and more green. Our water treatment plant, we're doing superstar efforts to make it more energy efficient, etc. We're going to have the first solar panels on a public building in Robbinsdale, on that building, unless we beat that by doing the public safety building this year, which I would like to do. So everything we do, we should be looking towards sustainability and greenness from now on in the city of Robbinsdale.
So hopefully in the next 30 years, maybe we're having a different conversation. Someone is.
I won't be here, you will be here, and you will look back and say, yes, we had that conversation.
All right, Mayor Bill Blonigan, Robbinsdale, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Shannon.
An exhibit now on display at North Hennepin Community College can give you an idea of how art can help students tackle problems with creativity.
Having that opportunity to think abstractly about hard concepts really helps develop this sense of imagination and innovation.
There are more than 90 works of art, all created by high school students, now on exhibit in the Joseph Gazzulio Fine Arts Gallery at North Hennepin Community College. You'll see sculpture, photography, ceramics, and much more from now until March 4th. Gallery hours are posted online. We'll leave you now with more from the show.
Paige Bueckers finished a great 2021 season in college basketball as the National Player of the Year for the University of Connecticut. 2 years ago, she was finishing perhaps the best prep career in Minnesota girls basketball history. In this CCX Sports Spotlight flashback, John Jacobson profiled the Hopkins High School senior.
Every game night, the top-ranked Hopkins girls basketball team is getting their opponent's best shot. McKenzie gets the rebound and scores. She's got 20. Royal senior guard Paige Bueckers is right in the middle of it all and loving it.
Everybody besides our fans wants to see us lose, and I really like that. I like having the target on my back, and it makes for a fun game and a fun atmosphere, and I just like proving people wrong.
Paige is in her 5th season of varsity basketball and is Hopkins' all-time leading scorer. In here, scores and won. The likely finish just shy of 3,000 career points. She's averaging over 21 points a game, but more important to her is that her assist totals for this season are close to 10 per game.
In past years, I've scored a lot more, but this year I really focused on getting my teammates involved and making my teammates better. That's what I take pride in most in my game, is making my teammates and those surrounding me better. And if I were to be selfish and take 30 shots a game, I think it would just be bad for our team. So it's just about playing together and leading and getting our team chemistry right, and that's been a big goal for me this season.
Oh, what a pass! She couldn't finish second try.
I had to get used to it. She would be up in the middle of her shot or looking like she's about to shoot a lay, but she just dump it down. And I couldn't get it, but now I'm so used to it. I'm surprised sometimes if she's shooting the ball and it actually shoots it. I get surprised. I'm oh, I thought she could pass it, but yeah, I've gotten used to it. I can catch her assist now.
Maybe you heard us say this, there's plan A, and if that goes bad, we have plan P. Let's get her the ball and get out of the way.
It's that kind of once-in-a-lifetime talent that led Bueckers to become the top prep recruit in the country last year, eventually signing with National Power UConn.
It's been my dream school. It's kind of surreal that I'm actually going to be able to put the UConn jersey on and play in front of the crowds and play under Coach Gino and play with just an amazing team and under a legacy that's done so much already. I'm really excited.
In my time, I've never seen Gino Ariama come into Minnesota and recruit a player. And he's been here probably 20 times over the course of her career.
Bueckers has a big following on social media, and this season especially takes time out to talk with fans after the game, especially kids.
It's really fun because I was there as a little kid. I was looking up to players like that. Just being a role model and being somebody that kids can look up to, it means a whole lot to me because that's all I want to play for. I want to inspire people.
We kind of have to assign a coach to get her back to the locker room, otherwise she gets swamped by little kids who want that that autograph or that video or the picture or something.
Despite all the media and fan attention surrounding Paige, her teammates don't seem to mind, standing in her enormous shadow.
I'm proud of her, honestly, because she deserves everything. And she's super humble about it, too. Like, it never gets in her head where she's like, oh, I can't talk to you, I'm too big time. Like, no. She's like a great person. So, like, to see her get all this attention, like, she totally deserves it.
Paige says it's surreal that her 5-year prep career is almost over. Royals earned a state championship in 2019, and she knows what one more title would mean to her.
It's how I want to go out with another state championship, hopefully undefeated. I mean, tomorrow we can't lose after that or we're done. So it's definitely a big goal of mine to win that state championship and go off on a high note.
Bueckers and her teammates finished that season undefeated, although without a state championship. Less than 36 hours before the title game, the season and all sports were canceled because of the pandemic. Paige is just now returning to practice at UConn after a knee injury in early December sidelined her for over 2 months. She hopes to return to gameplay before next month's Big East and NCAA tournaments. That's all for sports. I'm Jay Wilcox.